So these are your directions for your individual assignment on our metaphors lesson. First thing you'll have to do is read Fair Weather Clouds to examine how the author uses metaphors to help the reader visualize clouds and the sky and ground all around them. So you have links posted in Classroom for you to read it in your preferred language. I will warn that when translated, some of the metaphors do not translate as well. So if you're using a translation, use it for understanding, but be conscious of the use of language in English. Because again, when it comes to figures of speech and language, sometimes they don't always translate into other languages as well. And you have the option to read it yourself or have it be read to you. So once you're familiar with it, you then come here to this section where we have the poem, and you have to highlight the examples of metaphors in the poem. I have the first example highlighted for you, so you can see. These plains, a green sea. After you highlight it, you copy down the quote from the poem here. Tell me what line from the poem you got it from. This is from the third line. Then tell me what it compares. So this one, these plains, a green sea, it compares grassy plains to the sea, to the ocean. Okay? Large fields of grass to the open ocean, the open sea. What image does that create? It creates a large grassy field in your head. You know, if you just imagine if you ever been to the beach, been on the ocean, looking out across the endless blue water. Now just imagine that, but it being on land with green grass. The prairie in our United States, in the central part of our country, is very much like that. Large, green, grassy field. It almost looks like a green ocean. That's the image it creates. Okay? So then you find 3 more examples of a metaphor. Tell me what it compares and the image it creates. Now, you could do it one of 2 ways. The first way, where it is you pick the metaphors out yourself and tell me what it compares to and how the image it creates. Or you could use the examples I have on the bottom. Keep in mind, as you may see, there are more examples than boxes to fill, meaning not all the examples are good examples. Okay, not all of all 5 of these are actually metaphors. Okay, you still have to pick which of these 3 are metaphors. Okay, and once you decide which one's a metaphor, okay, let's just go with the first one. You'll just click on the box and drag it over and drop it. And then you find what is it compared to, find the correct one, drag and drop. Then again, what image does it create? Drag and drop. Okay. So you can either do them all this way, do it all the way where you type it in yourself, or you can do a mixture of both, whichever way you prefer. But I need you to find the metaphors, and even if you're picking them from the bottom, you still have to highlight it over here. Okay, find the metaphors. Tell me what's being compared in the metaphor, and what image does it create. And then in the end, you'll be applying your knowledge to metaphors to write your own poem using 4 metaphors. Okay? Write a short descriptive poem in the similar style of Fair Weather Clouds. Don't worry about making it rhyme. Doesn't have to have a certain rhythm. You know, there's no poem has to be structured in a certain way. No, poems don't even have to rhyme. So don't worry about any of that. Just write a poem describing a certain situation, like describing how does it like to do homework, playing with your friends, okay, learning something new. Describe something like that. You can pick whatever situation you want. I give you 3 examples if you have a hard time deciding, but if you want to do something else, do something else. And use metaphors to describe how it is like to participate in that activity. How does it like to do something? Okay. And then you would write them down here in this empty box. Here goes your poem. Da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da, like that, okay? Again, one sentence for each line. This is a poem. It should look like a poem. I don't want it to look totally like a paragraph, but again, the big thing is I want to see you using 4 metaphors to describe some kind of activity, okay? And you can either type it here, or I will have a place in Classroom where you can also, if you just want to record yourself reading your own poem, just type here, recorded poem in Classroom. Okay, so if you decide to submit a recording of you reading your own poem, doing it off the top of your head, if you don't want to type it, just say recorded poem in Classroom and submit the recording there.